I was a Cub Scout leader with 63rd Reading up in Tilehurst, as I was born in this area, and went to university and became Arcala as a Cub Pack up there, and got involved with various organisations, and my husband ended up getting a job in Chicago. So I moved over to Chicago, and it was a complete culture shock for me. I was going from a career woman, somebody who was fiercely independent, to suddenly being on a spousal visa, which was quite difficult. While I was over there, I heard a little bit about JCs, as they're called, and kind of just a little bit interested. 3 years later, and with an 8-month-old child, we ended up coming back because of visa issues. So I ended up in Cambridge with a little one, and thinking, what am I going to do now? And so I found a job and started on the networking trail. I'm a recruitment consultant by trade, so having to go around to lots and lots of different networking events, and to be honest with you, some of them were dire, absolutely awful. I mean, I'd come home and serious gin and tonic at the end of the day. And then I met somebody quite inspiring to me, who's Kate. I'm sure you all know Kate Atkin. And she said, oh, I've got to tell you about JCI, you'd be perfect, you'd really want to get involved. It's kind of okay. She said, you know, they meet in this pub, and I thought, okay. And all of the networking events, I'd also met up with this young chap called Adam, who some of you, I think, have met. And I said, look, Adam, you know, we've been doing this networking thing for a while, and, you know, and he was kind of feeling the same as me. I said, look, I've been told about JCI, and I've been told how fantastic it is, and, you know, it's for young professionals. Maybe this is what we could do with it, you know, in Cambridge. Maybe this is the thing that we've all been missing. So he agreed, and we would go along together, because it's easier to go as a two, isn't it, to networking things. He'd actually used me a few times to get out of networking events, so we kind of thought, well, we'll go together. And we turned up at the pub where this JCI meeting was meant to be held, and there was one other person. So we sat down, and we had a drink, and we sat there, and we thought, right, okay, well, this is going very interesting. And we said, right, so when's everybody else turning up? And she said, I am. I said, oh, really? Well, what about all this big JCI we've been hearing about? She said, well, no, I'm it. So from that moment on, that was in the summer, 18 months ago, and we decided that we kind of looked at each other and went, well, should we give this a go? And so we did, and we're now standing at about 35 members. We have a committee of 8. And we've gone from strength to strength. I think the fact that we haven't had, I know in the past Cambridge has had about 200 members, I think, at one point, that had really dropped off. So from our point of view, we've been in a very lucky situation in that we haven't had lots of prehistory that we have to compete with. And we've really been kind of going it alone and doing our own thing. But as we get more involved, as I get more and more of my members coming along, we really want to kind of build that up again so that, you know, we are back at those larger numbers. So really, that's my story. I just wish I'd found you guys sooner. So I'm going to time out very soon, so hopefully I should have a strong successor in that will go from strength to strength.
Thank you very much, Jim.